Over the last couple of years, I've checked out a healthy or unhealthy, dependent on who you ask, number of buses, most of which have been on Volvo, Scania, Mercedes, or MAN chassis. Today, we're checking out something so unique yet so familiar in the form of this bus. Welcome on board an Iveco Metro with a Volgren Optimus body at Keolis Downer Northern Beaches. These buses started their careers at State Transit's Randwick depot and then moved on to Monavale before the KD takeover. In late 2014 and early 2015, when these buses were built, State Transit was in the middle of its bus tech phase, buying a mix of Scania and Volvo powered vehicles. So for many, including myself, the Iveco Optimus combo came as quite a surprise. Like many unusual vehicles, these buses earned themselves a nickname. Unfortunately for these Ivecos, it wasn't the most flattering. Thanks to Iveco's market presence in building trucks for waste recovery, these buses were crowned as the garbage trucks. Fortunately, these buses are far from being rubbish. If you've caught a Scania K310UB Optimus or Volgren B8 RLE Optimus at State Transit, or nowadays Transit Systems, Busways, Keolis Downer Northern Beaches or Transdev John Holland, their interiors are pretty similar to these early Iveco Optimuses. Having a closer look, you'll see bench seats with the classic STA graffiti fabric, yellow handrails, large individually framed windows and Volgren's modern stop bells with braille. Unfortunately, the graffiti effect made its way off the fabric and onto the windows on this particular bus, and once people start etching the windows, the only way to get rid of the graffiti is to replace them. Handily, Iveco publishes a spec sheet for their Metro LE chassis, and by the looks of it, you have a choice of two engine outputs, either 280 or 320 horsepower, both Euro 5, with a 6-speed Allison Auto and either 1056 or 1350 newton-meters of torque. I'm not sure which output State Transit went for, but there doesn't seem to be any performance issues here, so let's have a listen now. Over the years, I have caught a small contingent of Iveco buses, but compared to the big four chassis builders, they've never had close to the same market share. Iveco chassis are often also bodied by smaller manufacturers like Express, although custom coaches and Iveco seems to be a common pairing, especially at Red Bus Service or Rover coaches. Ultimately, Iveco never managed to muster up the market share, and outside of New South Wales, Iveco low floors were even rarer, although I do remember one at Logan Coaches a little while back. Sydney's concrete roads can be tough on these buses, and there were a few shakes and rattles through the journey, but the Scania Optimus I caught back towards Manly was only marginally smoother and was 4 years newer. Around the northern beaches, these are still a relatively rare sight, thanks to the sea of Volvos and Scanias you'll find on this side of the harbour. Overall, I was pretty happy to travel on board this Iveco Optimus, as it's a bus so familiar but so unique at the same time. It's vehicles like these that help to make public transport interesting to enthusiasts, but importantly, these small volume orders help operators decide what features and design touches matter when procuring much larger vehicle fleets. Unfortunately, the ravages of time and essays haven't been quite so kind to this bus. But this encouraged the move towards textured anti-graffiti panelling on newer buses, helping to keep antisocial behaviour at bay. And with that, we're almost at Colliery Beach, so it's time to say thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon.